Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Knock at the Cabin, a M. Night Shyamalan movie. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, of course. Leave a comment if you've seen the movie. Let's get into the review. So, if you are a fan of M. Night Shyamalan movies, it's a hit or miss, man. He has some, good ones first coming out with Unbreakable. And then that one with the forest, that just went left. But then when Glass came out, that was the trilogy. That was good. And, the movie with Mel Gibson, Signs, the Alien movie, that was like probably to me one of the realest that I could believe, that made it believable for the aliens with that movie. So his movies is a hit or miss to me. This one was a miss. I was hearing, I'm kind of late to watching it, but I was hearing it was good reviews. Pretty much what happens in that the trailer that we all kept seeing up until the movie was released, that's the movie. It's nothing to it. That scene that you see Dave Bautista speaking to the little girl, that was at the very beginning of the movie, and then it went from there. So let's just go over the cast. Kind of disappointed. Dave Bautista plays as Leonard. But what I will say, Dave Bautista is getting an opportunity to show his range in acting. So shout out to him. Jonathan Groff plays as Eric. Rupert Grint plays as Raymond. Nikki Bird plays as Sabrina. Ben Aldridge plays as Andrew. Abby Quinn plays as Adrian. And Kristen Coy plays as Wynn, which is the little girl. So these four people, Leonard, Adrian, Sabrina, and Redmond, were seeing visions. And in the visions, they were seeing that different catastrophic disasters was going to happen to the world. So it drawed them in to link with each other, which led to a map to get them to this location. Whoever was supposed to be at the house was supposed to make a sacrifice amongst their family. Their family was chosen because their family has true unconditional love for amongst each other, the two men and the little girl. And it just showed flashbacks of them meeting and adopting the little girl, and how they came up. So what happens is, if they don't decide to make decisions, each member of the four that came to tell them about the sacrifice that they got to make, they got to get killed by the other three, or the next two, and so on forward. So the first one was Redmond, and a couple years back, he had seen Eric and Andrew in a bar. He busts Andrew in the back of the head. That's when Andrew had got a gun. And so Andrew got a gun. He brought the gun with him. Now, the part that was silly with Andrew having a gun, he wasn't supposed to bring it, but he left it in the car. Now, if you person that deal with guns, or whether you don't, if you deal with a gun, then don't half step with a gun. Take all safety precautions and all training that you needed to take, practice, but don't half step. What part I didn't like, and they had the gun in the car, and it's one thing to not have it loaded, but the magazine wasn't loaded either. And I'm just saying, like, my gosh, y'all out in the middle of a cabin. I guess they're thinking, well, it's not supposed to be, he wasn't supposed to bring the gun. It's just for extreme measures. And it was extreme, but it's just that the moment he got in the car, he had to take the time to load the gun. Nevertheless, he did get the gun loaded. And after Redmond was killed by Leonard, Adrian, and Sabrina, the next person up was Adrian. Then Sabrina and Leonard killed her, and then it was Leonard and Sabrina left, and it's By that time, Andrew had went out and got the gun, and he ended up killing Sabrina. So he killed her, and so was left with Batista left from there. And then he pretty much was like, well, he's the last person that gotta go. Now, each time they were getting killed off, the 4 main people that was chosen to go tell this family about the sacrifice they had to make, they would turn on the TV and see the catastrophic situations that was happening throughout the world. So when they were seeing these catastrophic things, they were thinking this was something made up, and what they were seeing on TV wasn't real. So it went from there to Leonard slitting his own throat. By that time, it was left up to Eric and Andrew to make the sacrifice. Andrew just wanted to just go on like, well, we just gonna walk the earth by ourselves. Eric was like, no, I already had the vision that you and Wynn would be, when she get older, y'all be talking about her life, and she found somebody that love her and stuff like that. So Eric was already seeing the visions. Basically, he knew what he had to do. Andrew had to kill him. And so that's basically the end of the movie. And then Wynn and Andrew drove off, and they stopped at a diner, and they got to see everything was real because the news was happening. And they drove off, and the movie. So I definitely think the movie was a miss. It could have been more to it. Out of my 4-star rating system, I give this movie a 1.5 out of 4 stars. It's not even worth the watch. Basically, what you see in the trailer is what it is, and all you need to know is that at the end of the movie, they end up making a sacrifice, and Andrew ended up killing Eric, and that was it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.